Hello everyone, P-Fun41 here. I am currently sitting in the driver's seat of a 2004 GMC Envoy. Now this is the SLT model, which means it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got the steering wheel controls for the radio, it's got the memory and power seats, and this is the part we're actually looking at today. It's got automatic climate control. Now the problem with this car, and you can see right now I have the climate control. The fan is set all the way to max, but if I stop talking for a minute, you can hear nothing's happening. The blower's not running. Now I've already diagnosed the problem with this car, and what's happening is the blower control module has failed. Now oftentimes people will replace the blower control module or its counterpart, the blower resistor, without doing any proper diagnostic procedures. So I thought I'd make a video to show you how to properly test a blower control module in one of these cars. Everything I'm about to show you applies only to vehicles with digital climate control like this one. If you've got just the 3 knobs that control AC and heat, then you have what's called a blower resistor, not a blower control module. They're both in the same location and they perform similar functions, but they're wired completely differently and the diagnostic procedures are totally different. For reference, this is a 2005 Trailblazer LS. It's built on the GMT 360 platform just like the Envoy is, but this one's a lower trim. It has manual HVAC controls. Now I made a mistake when I said it was 3 knobs. It's 2 knobs and sliders for the temperature control. Now, as I mentioned, these vehicles have a blower resistor, and so none of the following will apply to them. The first thing you should do when diagnosing an electrical problem like this is check the fuses. Now, I'm not going to go into how to check fuses on this video because it's simple, pretty self-explanatory. Now, the module is up under this little plastic panel. It's got 2 bolts and just a couple clips that are holding it in. So we'll pop that out and then we'll have access to all our stuff. Okay, I got the panel off and I have the glove box just swung down out of the way. All you have to do to do that is just pull this little clip up like this, and then the glove box will swing all the way down. Now the blower motor is right here, and you can see where the wires connect to it. Now if we swing that glove box back up and come under here, I don't know how well you can see that, but the blower control module is right here with the wires going into it. The first thing you want to do is check for power at the blower motor. Now for this, I've just got a couple T-pins back probing the connector, and then I've got those connected with some leads over to my meter here. Now some guys have really nice fluke meters. I don't. I just have this cheap meter which is held together with duct tape. It's kind of ugly, but for my purposes it works. But anyway, you want to have the ignition on, and you want to make sure the fan is set all the way to max. And we should be reading somewhere around 12 volts at the blower with all those conditions met. And as you can see, it's only reading about 0.18 volts, which is pretty much nothing. So there's no power at the blower motor. Now if you have power at the blower motor but it's still not turning, then the blower motor itself has probably failed. Okay, I have a light now so you can see it a bit more clearly. This right here is the blower control module, and if you look over here, you notice there's a pink and a black wire. These are the wires that feed power to the blower motor. The blower motor is actually right here. Now these wires going into the blower control module are the power and 1 signal wire. Okay, so I've unplugged the power and signal wires from the bottom of the blower control module. I have the connector right here, and right now I have it back probed to the large red and black wires. Now you want to see battery voltage on these wires. If we look at the meter, we have battery voltage on this connector. So that means we have power going to the blower motor control module. If you did not have power going to this module, then you would have a wiring issue somewhere before the module. That means there's one more thing to check. Okay, so now I'm checking voltage on the red and the central brown signal wire. Alright, now we're reading about 1.6 volts on the meter. Now if I come up here, the climate control module, I've actually turned the fan speed all the way down. Now if you turn up the fan speed, the voltage should increase. And you can see the voltage is increasing, and then it maxes out right around there. So what this means is that we're getting a signal from the climate control module itself to the blower control module. Now if you weren't getting a signal going to the blower control module, then that means that there's something wrong with your actual climate control module itself. Now we've got power going to the blower control module. We have signal going to the blower control module from the climate control module, but we have no output from the blower control module. So that means that the blower control module has indeed failed. I have the blower control module out now. You just unplug the connectors, and then there's two screws that hold it in, and you can just pull it right out. I have here a brand new AC Delco blower control module. Now AC Delco is the OEM manufacturer for GM, so this is about the best brand part you can get. Now the connector for this module is a bit different. They must have updated the design at some point, so you can see there's a couple wires that'll have to be spliced on, but other than that, this should bolt in right in place of the old one. Okay, it's gotten a bit dark now, but you can see that I put the new blower control module in and spliced the new pigtail into the wiring harness. Now GM usually provides splices with their with new resistors, so I'm not sure why they didn't provide them with this blower control module, but in case anyone's wondering, this is what they usually come with. These are heat shrinkable butt splices. You just splice them together, and then you use a heat gun and shrink the wrap around them so that it's insulated. Okay, now that everything's all back together, we'll go ahead and try it out. And you can hear it, it's blowing. Now what you might not be able to tell from the video is that although the blower is working again, which it wasn't before, it all seems to be coming out the defrost vent. It's not coming out of any of the other vents. But that's not the problem that I was told it had, so we're going to check with them and see if that was doing that before. But the blower's working again. All I gotta do now is put this little panel back in under there, and that'll wrap this up. See you guys next time.